What is up, fellow game developers? My name is Tyler Potts and welcome back to the Tyler Potts channel, where today we are going to be creating a tap to or click to move game in 2D. So first thing we're going to do is open up Unity Hub using Unity 2019.3.9 F1. And we're going to select 2D and I'm just going to call this click to move. Click create, and that is going to open up Unity for us, so I will see you once it has loaded. Okay, so Unity has now opened and we are left with the sample scene. Now this is perfect. All we need to do is in the bottom right click, create a sprite, and I'm going to create I create a hexagon. I was supposed to create a circle, but we're now going with hexagon because it's what I accidentally created. You can use any sprite, it doesn't have to be a hexagon. And let's just drop this into our scene. Let's just drop him at 0, 0. And there we go. So now it has been dropped in. We are now going to basically just, I'm going to rename it to player because it will be our player we're moving. Or you could have units you're moving or anything you want to move. For now, we're going to click add component. I'm going to call this rigid body 2D, gravity scale 0, and collision to continuous. Again, we don't actually need this for this tutorial, but it's something you'll probably be adding anyway. Let's add a component and call it player movement. Hit enter, create a new script, and click create and add. Now this could create us a new script. Once Unity compiles this script, we'll be able to open it up in Visual Studio Code. So if I double click this, here we are. We now have Visual Studio Code open. I'll zoom in a little. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove everything in here. We're going to put this back. And this script is very simple. We give our player a speed, which I'm going to set to 10F. This is how fast we move towards the mouse or the position we clicked. We then need a vector 2 called last clicked position. We then need a boolean called moving, which obviously will define whether we are moving or not moving. Lastly, we need to open up the update method. We need to create an if input dot get mouse button down, and we're going to pass through 0, which is our left mouse button. We're then going to say last clicked position is equal to camera dot main dot world or screen to world point, and we're going to pass through input, if I can, input dot mouse position, if I can spell. And there we go, simple as that. We then want to say moving is equal to true. We're then going to say if moving, and then we're going to say and transform dot position. We need to cast this as a vector 2 because else we'll get an error saying you can't convert it. Is not equal to last clicked position. So basically we're just saying if we're moving and we're not at the same position as where we clicked, we're then going to move. So we're going to say step float called step, which will be our speed times by time dot delta time, which means we'll only move. It basically means if our computer is running at 10 frames a second, we will only be moving our speed by 10 frames, or not by 10 frames. We'll basically be creating a delta time, obviously, which means per frame it gets a time between the frames, and it multiplies it by that, which means we're not, if we have a slower computer, we won't be moving faster because we have a slower computer. We'll be moving at the same speed. And then we can now say transform dot position is equal to a vector 2 dot move towards, and we're going to say transform dot position. That's our first parameter, so we're saying where we are. We're then going to say last clicked position is to where we're aiming to go, and then we're going to pass through our step, which is perfect. And then we need to do an else on this and say moving is equal to false. So what we're saying here is if we are moving and we're not equal to our last clicked position, we're then going to move towards the last clicked position. Else, we're not going to be moving anymore. So that means we've either made it to our last clicked position or we're no longer moving, which is fine. So if we go back to Unity now and we click play, you'll now see we move to wherever we click, which is perfect. So now we will forever be moving to where we're clicking. As you can see, we can click anywhere. We can even click midway to change its direction. And if you wanted to, you could actually set up an array of these. So if you click here and then click there, it won't automatically change. It'll wait until it gets to point 1, then move to point 2. So we can go click, 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 and it will move to each one first before it then stops. Which is, you do an array and you loop through the first index of the array. Once you've got to the first index of the array, you remove it. You then check again, you go for the second one, blah, blah, all the way down until you get to your position. But we're not going to be doing that in that video. This is all we're doing in this video because it is a simple click to move tutorial. If you would like to see touch controls on this, which is very straightforward, I'll happily do a mobile touch control so you can see how it works on a phone, so you can touch to move your character around. For now, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, guys, and peace.